Welcome to CJ Moneyway Media, a storytelling platform built brick by brick, where conversations become lessons and experiences become perspective. This is the mindset of a panther, moving with patience, discipline, and purpose. From podcasts to books to media storytelling, CJ Moneyway brings voices, journeys, and real conversations to the forefront. You're now listening to the CJ Moneyway Show.
What's up, my good people? Welcome to the CJ Moneyway Show in association with Bleav Network, the podcast that brings you stories behind the success. Today's guest is a true American original, from serving in the U.S. Air Force to starring on HBO's Cathouse to becoming one of the most iconic narcotic females in Las Vegas. Air Force Amy is here to share the real story behind the headlines. Amy, welcome to the show.
Hey, CJ, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on, Amy. So, Amy, you lived many lives: runaway, veteran, sex worker, and now madam. How did this journey begin, and what brought you to the legal brothels of Nevada?
Well, CJ, the way it began was way back in Ohio, and I was just a little teenage runaway. Well, actually, I had entrepreneurial spirit at the age of 8, and we can get into that story later. I was trading panty shots in grade school for ice cream money, so it went way back. Way back.
Wow.
I noticed that the girls didn't like their skirts being pulled up, and I said, "Hell, I'll pull mine up. You just give me that ice cream money, okay?"
Wow.
So then it turned into, third grade boys and a little bit more action for cigarette money. And then, everything catches up with me, and I was getting in trouble, and I just took off. I hit the road, and I was hitchhiking around the country with big rigs. So it was really exciting back then. It was the 80s, the big trucker strike or convoy. I mean, we had convoys, like 100 trucks. And I was working in the truck stops to just keep a little bit of money in my pocket so I could make choices instead of being stuck somewhere. Mm-hmm. So that's how that began. Now we're cruising across Highway 80, and I hear these cat calls from all these women at the Mustang Ranch. And the drivers are, "Oh, yeah, the beautiful women and palace." And I'm like, "Indoors? Sign me up." But I wasn't old enough. So a couple more years, I joined the military and did really well. I had a decorated veteran. I did really well. I had leadership qualities they saw in me. I guess because I kind of didn't have a lot of fear. I had faced a lot of scary things already in my life, And then I had to pull myself up by my own bootstraps. So I wasn't very dependent on anyone or anything. I was very self-sufficient. And then it allowed me to have enough room to help others too. People can ride on my coattails. So anyhow, get out of the military. My last duty station was at Nellis in Las Vegas. And I couldn't get a cross-train, which meant they would train me in another profession in the Air Force, but they didn't let me. And they wouldn't give me a re-enlistment bonus, so my ultimatum was, "Fine, I'll just go down to the brothels." And, "Oh, you can't do that." And, "Oh, yes, I can." Oh, yeah. That's what got me in the brothels. So, "You need to go home to stay with your grandmother." "Not just join the Marines." So me and my ultimatums, I'm very careful about ultimatums.
Yeah.
And started my journey. 35 years this month.
Wow. Long time.
So, yeah. It doesn't seem like it. I don't feel like I've done anything for 35 years.
Wow. Living a life. So let me ask you, Amy, what is legal brothel life really like beyond the sensational headlines and HBO glitz?
Legal brothel life, the legal brothels are often uninhabited areas, right? No population, usually in an industrial area down a long road, no businesses around. The life is what you make it. It can be a big party. Mm-hmm. It can be an escape from your kids. It can be an escape from any number of things. What I usually say is that women that end up here, no one comes to work at the brothel because their life is perfect or going the way they want it to. They usually want a fix, some kind of quick fix, and the self-esteem is gone. And I'm saying that not for every woman is that the case, but many times over. There may be an addiction, there may be a deadbeat dad, there may be any number of things. And with me, it was coming out of the military without any other career choices except carry a gun. So that was my reasoning. And so you get in the house and then it becomes a sisterhood, right? It's like a sorority of sorority girls. And that's more like what the media would like what we would like you to think, right? And the truth of the matter, the women are catty. They're catty, and some can be really mean, and some are drunk, and some are just, some are quiet and stay in their rooms. And the brothel life, ask me some other questions. There's a lot to it.
I bet it is. We probably don't have enough time to give us all the details of that. So, but let me ask you this. What's a typical day like for someone in your profession? Is it more business and emotional labor than people actually assume?
Oh, yeah, it's a lot of emotional labor. Today, for me, and for the last 20 years, my business day has been more online than social. We don't have the foot traffic like we used to have. Once we went online, there was Craigslist and these other platforms where you have a girl come to him and they have reviews and a lot easier than all the steps it takes to get to a brothel. So my day consists of get up with my text messages, right? And answer the text messages, look at my emails, answer my emails. I'll get, not that many really, maybe 6 new emails a day where it used to be hundreds. So there's not even that much traffic on our website as there used to be. So but it's like being an insurance agent. You follow up on your leads, I say follow up 3 times and then put them in, then take that address to a newsletter, and keep it for a newsletter account. So follow up 3 times. And it takes about a minimum of 10 emails back and forth to get a gentleman to come out and see me. And that's from anywhere in the country. We get gentlemen from all over the country. So here we are, just these girls, most don't have college education and just from all walks of life. And I teach them how to curate emails, auto replies, FAQs, canned replies. And so we get a guy from point A to point B without him even knowing how much it costs or what he's going to get. We got this brothel rule that we can't give you prices. And most of the time we say that it's per law. And the truth of the matter is, if one girl gives you a price, then the guy's going to price shop around until he gets someone. Well, so-and-so said she would do this. Well, so-and-so said she would do that. So he would just price his way down to nothing, so we just don't give prices. And there's just too many variables, without even seeing you face to face here, there's still going to be too many variables once we get face to face in person. So it's just hard to, there just aren't like straight across the board prices. So, and you have to get, like I said, you get someone here, you have to move a guy from New York City, get him to come all the way out to Las Vegas, and then another hour out to come see you, and they're scared to death. And the truth of the matter is that mostly what we see are, I say that we make a wish for the socially inept is what it boils down to. We're not getting a bunch of famous people here. We're not getting famous athletes. And, we're doing a service for people that otherwise lack the social skills or to get laid.
Point blank. Hey, I like your honesty. So let me ask you, Amy, what is the competition like, with as far as brothels? I know you got nightclubs and things of that nature. So what is the competitive nature there like, just like all the casinos competing against each other? So how is that?
As madam, I'm doing more publicity and media, and my competition are 2 brothels about 50 miles away. And we're like apples and oranges. So where I'm at, it's like a little oasis in the desert, and the girls have many, many, many freedoms. It's not locked down. We close for some hours of the day. You choose a shift, you work, you don't, it doesn't matter. You're a woman. What I say we are is a shopping mall. And each girl is her own storefront. And she's allowed to operate that storefront any way she sees fit. Whereas my competition, we call them pussy prisons. And they lock you down. You can't leave. You can't do this. You can't do that. And they're just very, very, very strict and unnecessary rules, except for the fact that the 2 other ones are side by side and they compete with each other. And they think the more they hire more and more girls trying to find an Air Force Amy. It's like one in a million. Okay. So I can see keep trying and trying and trying and trying. But the truth is you're only going to get a handful, a spattering of women that really want to treat this as a business and do it as a career and take it seriously. A lot of other girls come in from the strip clubs or escorting. They think there's going to be more traffic and they don't understand it's going to be so much more work. But I do try to prepare the ladies that are coming in and say, you need writing skills. If you don't have writing skills, you're lucky now that we have AI can write for you. So it's a communication business is what it is. You have to have those communication skills before anything else.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like a good idea.
And the competition, there's a lot of competition inside the house.
So you want to talk about some competition. So hey, let me ask you this. You touched on it earlier about being in the service and things of that nature and the rejection and, what led you to where you are now. When you were in the Air Force, thank you for your service, by the way. How did your military background shape your career and your identity now?
My military background, I think I've always been driven and always been a winner, driven to be a winner. And the truth of that matter is that I was just looking to be loved. My dad was very competitive. He was first airborne, Golden Gloves boxing, tough man's competition. He was, CY football coach, and it was just win, 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 And just from that day and age when in my generation, it wasn't like all lovey-dovey like the millennials. There was nothing soft about that generation. Okay, it was do or die. It was do or die, and there were consequences. So I learned though to be competitive to win because that's when I for sure could get acknowledgement, not so much love, but acknowledgement that I did something good. So I'm operating on that type of platform within my own mind frame throughout my whole life. So of course in the military, I was a go-getter and a volunteer. Some people will tell you don't volunteer for anything, but my volunteering in the military got me some really cool jobs that no one else had ever done, no female had ever done. So I had a lot of accolades for that. And how it prepared me for this industry is I was accustomed to living in close quarters with other females, like in the dormitory, working alongside a lot of different people, being able to relate at all levels.
Mm-hmm.
So I can relate to airmen or I can relate to a 4-star general because I gave state briefings to high-risk personnel. So I became very accustomed to being able to relate at all levels and come to your level to relate with you. So that prepared me quite easy for this industry, meeting all kinds of different people from all walks of life. So I make people feel very, very, very comfortable with me, immediately feel a comfortable vibe that I'm humble, I'm not out here to kid you, don't be scared, which is we're the same, we come from the same God, we're all good. So just make people feel comfortable with me. And dealing with a bunch of women, most catty.
Yeah, I can imagine how that already is.
Goodness, sometimes what So I just posted a real funny meme on my Twitter today. it's this chicken saying, you talk too much, shut the fuck up. It's really funny.
Amy, boy, you crazy. You crazy. Your father, I had to go back to what you said about your father. That was kind of, he was a butt kicker, huh? He was a boxer, a coach, and all these type of things. So your father didn't play. Yeah. And then, so I just wanted people to know too, just in case they missed what you said. You're not only dealing with a madam, you're dealing with a madam with some brains on her head because she said that she was giving like the layouts and the plans and everything to generals in the Army, man. So kudos to you. You're not just dealing with an average brothel madam right here.
Touching on that, let me tell you how it went down for me to come in here as a madam. My first day here, 3 gals quit. The day before I got here, another gal quit. Within the first week, another 2 gals quit. And the ones that are dug in so deep with their heels are the ones I'd rather have quit. And I'm getting so much pushback. I'm getting pushback from all around, right? So I told them we have what we call a tea party, but it's a sales meeting, right? And so we had a sales meeting, and it was these girls just coming at me, and they didn't want this, and they didn't want that. And I said, let me tell you something. Let me just tell you something here. I got to where I am, who I am, and what I am, in spite of and despite of many people that are way more powerful, way more influential, way bigger, with a lot more money than anybody here. I eat working girls for breakfast.
That's what you told them. And that got them in line, huh? And a speech like that will wake you up. A speech like that will wake you
do
up.
all you want. We're still going to move ahead. I'm rocking ahead with this. I got a plan, and we are moving forward with it.
I feel you on that. Hey, if I got a plan, I'm moving on something. I'm not letting nobody get in the way. Either you're going to get on this train or you're going to get ran over.
This episode is brought to you by CJ Moneyway Media, where podcast ideas become platforms. Through the Moneyway Lab Masterclass, CJ shares real lessons from the lab for creators building their voices brick by brick. From powerful guest conversations, storytelling that inspires growth. CJ Moneyway Media is about one thing, building legacy through stories. Learn more at cjmoneyway.com.
Music style.
So let me ask you, Amy, let's talk about HBO's Cathouse. How did that opportunity come about, and what impact did it have on your business and your brand?
So the HBO show, actually, I just met with the original pitchman, George Ciccarone. He was a journalist for E! Entertainment Tonight and E! And a couple other things. Real, very, very pretty handsome guy. And he was on tons of journalism. And he came to Dennis before I ever got there. Maybe 5 or 7 years before I ever got there. And I just saw the original clip that he put on that was on VHS tape that was sent to HBO. And it's dark, and it's nothing that the actual show came out to be. So they sent this pitch, this sizzle roll to HBO in New York City. And at the time, HBO had they still do have different departments. There's sex, there's sports, there's this, there's that. And so this sizzle got sent to their sex department. And because she was doing divas, something, but this woman was the most asexual woman you ever saw in your life. Patty Kaplan, there was nothing. What does this woman know about sex? Not a thing. Tell me. but so it sat on her desk for nothing. Okay, nothing. But so it sat on her desk for like 5 years, and she was cleaning up or something. Somehow it fell on the floor. It was just kismet that it got picked up, and they came out, and they thought so they were going to shoot a documentary, and they thought it would take about a year or more to get the footage that they needed, because we were going to do first time ever live negotiations from a brothel. And like I was telling you earlier, nobody gets prices unless you come face to face. So this was like a huge thing. First time ever live negotiations inside a brothel. So we knew they were coming, and we set up hidden cameras, but mostly we just called our clients and people that we knew to participate in the show. So these reality shows, they're scripted, okay? It's central casting, okay? But we don't get SAG wages, okay? So a documentary has totally different guidelines than any other show. So when reality TV came in, that's just a winner, chicken dinner. Don't have to pay us, and, small cameras at low budget and big returns. So they got their first episode, and then took it back, and it aired. Now, let me tell you how we got so popular. Our first episode, the documentary, aired immediately after the last episode of The Sopranos. And back then, that was big time. Okay, so this was
big time.
The most viewed documentary in the history of HBO, and still to this day. So it was winter, and they came back. They were coming, so they would do another episode, and maybe 2 episodes would air per year, maybe 3. And we did 16 all in total over the course of 18 or 16 years. And they ran the reruns, and it was very, very popular. And it was late night TV. That's when Showtime was doing R-rated porn, and HBO, and there was a lot of sex on TV.
Yes.
That you could get just on cable TV, and that all went away completely in like 2018. And something happened with it. I think it was maybe Sister Foster. Something happened in our country, dude, that everyone just, and even to this day, and we need a sexual revolution because it's getting shoved under the rug. You can't even say the words, you can't even type the word sex on Twitter. People are writing S with 3 and an X, like the algorithm doesn't know. But I mean, why are we doing this? What is wrong with it? What is wrong with people? Sex is good. Okay. Sex is good.
Air Force Amy crazy boy. She on what I tell you. So let me ask you, Amy, like I say, we're not dealing with just somebody, a madam right here. We're dealing with a professional woman. You're a coach, a counselor, an advocate for sobriety and mental health. How have you overcome addiction and trauma in an industry that many associate with that they struggle in this area?
Okay, so as far as drugs go, Dennis would say, you know what, there's drugs in every industry, which of course there are here too. Like I said, people come, no one comes to this door if their life is absolutely rosy. Are there addictions? Yes. Is there alcoholism? Yes. Is there other things? Yes. Me, myself, I was introduced to Alcoholics Anonymous while I was still in the military, but it didn't take. And it takes what it takes. Alcoholism is the only disease that has to be self-diagnosed. So no one else can tell you that you're an alcoholic. You need to stop. You gotta believe it in your heart and soul, know, and do everything it takes that prescribed by certain programs that we usually, it's anonymous, and they just say a friend of Bill, and that works for me in my life. And maybe not work for other people, but it works for me. So something else I learned in the military is to lead by example. So I've become an example that, hey, I can still do this job clean and sober. And I even tell the ladies, if you have to take a drink or a drug to do this job isn't for you. Get the hell out. Go do something else. If you're here so that you could drink and drug on the job, because I don't have any girls. They all left.
Wow. Wow. We're back to that point again, huh? So let me ask you, I know you're crazy. I thought the ones that dug in that should have left was done with you. They left you too, huh, boy? You crazy. Let me ask you, Amy. So you've worked with people from all walks of life. You have learned about men, women, and what people really want when it comes to sex, connection, and acceptance. So what would you have to say about that?
Well, everyone's looking for, the hierarchy of needs, and that's to be accepted and to be loved. Food, clothing, shelter, got all that. But acceptance and to be loved, so those are the big things. And we're just losing that to such a degree with social media. People can hide behind their keyboard and become trolls and get away with terrible behavior. And women are very guilty of it, terrible behavior towards men nowadays. It's, how much money you make, how much money you make.
That's it.
And,
the bottom line.
And these poor guys, the gentlemen today just don't stand a chance. I'd say the only other places to meet women in person would be, say, to develop a hobby that requires, not online, not gaming, something that requires you to interact with women doing the same thing that you like. Okay, so it's a social issue. I see men. What was your question again?
Like, what have you learned about men and women, which you touched on? You say men don't stand a chance. And what people really want when it comes to sex, connection, and acceptance?
Well, it used to be what people would want and request from me in the brothel would be what they saw, what was popular in porn. So when we went through the max hardcore phase, they want to slap your ass, they want to choke you and pull your hair. That doesn't go in my window. That is not going to happen. That's CMT in the film, but no, that's not real life. Not real life. Okay, this is not what you're supposed to do. Women don't, the fucking you smack me on the ass. What the fuck you did for? And so it kind of goes with what the norm in porn is. And now, unfortunately to say, It's little, I mean, like not even like Britney Spears kind of schoolgirl, but as young as you can get, real young, like an 8-year-old look.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
What?
bad.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay. You know,
That's the most popular.
you're right. Men do not
Unfortunately.
stand a chance if we thinking like that. Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
You know,
You want
but it
to
makes you
little
wonder, like,
kid from.
the 300,000 missing children. Who's paying for this? Who's buying this? Where are they? You know, so that's a whole nother issue. I have a site, airforce.org, going up that touches on, that explains sex trafficking, human trafficking. And I have real close ties in the recovery arena of sex trafficking victims. And so I have signs up here, just like you see in the bathroom in an airport, if you're a victim of a sexual trafficking, and call this number. But so when I say people want the most, no matter what you're selling, is someone to be nice to them and a good deal. So just be nice to people and make them think they got a good deal. If they thought they got a good deal, then
She said,
that's
make them think they got that's crazy. She said, make them think they got a good deal. Well, I tell you, some kind of businesswoman. So, Amy, I got this game. It's called Quick Fire Round, and I know you're not ashamed to say this, and you will speak the first thing that comes to your mind. And so I'm going to ask you 5 questions and just say the first things that come to your mind, okay? You ready?
Ready.
Ready. One
I'm
word.
ready. Where's your question?
One word to describe the legal brothel world.
One word would be regulated.
See, I like this game because it even keeps those that can spit them out just like that a little bit stuck. and get them every time. Most surprising things clients want that isn't about sex.
Cuddling.
Best tip you ever given someone about confidence or connection?
Put yourself out there.
Yeah, of course. Of course,
was that one word?
No, I'm just saying, of course. When you put yourself out there, all right. Most misunderstood aspect of your job.
That we're dirty.
One thing you
I'm
love
a
about.
Okay, I'm a germaphobe. You do anything, you do this for any number of days, and you're going to become a germaphobe.
Oh man, she said we dirty. One thing you love about what you do.
Orgasms.
What'd you say?
Orgasms.
There you have it from Amy, from Army. Amy, on that note, Amy, thank you for keeping it real and raw. Amy kept it real and raw today, y'all. Straight up. The lady from the Cathouse. Hey, so catwalk.
You're all stumbling.
Catwalk, catway. Hey, she did it all. Your story is proof that success isn't just about reinvention and how purpose can come from the most unexpected places. If you're listening and want to know more about Amy's life, work, or upcoming role as Madam at Alien Cathouse, matter of fact, hold up. I missed that. What's that?
Alien Cathouse?
Mm-hmm.
It was a Dennis Hoff property until 2018. It's attached to a gas station on Highway 95. There's one on this side of the road, one on that side of the road. And you have to stop between here and there, between Reno and Las Vegas, to get gas. So the gentleman that bought it from Dennis, he wanted just the gas station. Right? He has truck stops, gas stations, hotels all over the country. But he wanted this location for the gas station. And the brothel came with it. Okay.
Wow.
So this is one of Dennis Hoff's property that he bought from Joe Richards, which was like 23 different real estate entities, plus. And Dennis came in and did all the remodeling, renovating. The new owner came in and gave it a new logo and look. And I thought, am I going to sell alien with sex? There's nothing sexy about an alien. Nothing.
But you did it, huh?
And I was like, you know what? Now it's like the space theme, outer space theme, SpaceX, NASA. It's very relevant. And I'm having so much fun with it. I'm doing a celestial showers room. I'm doing a nebula new room. I'm doing an alien abduction room. And
so I question you about some things.
you know. So
Hey.
yes, I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's really fun.
All right. Thank you for letting us know about your upcoming role as Madam at Alien Cathouse. Follow her online, check out her interviews, or just Google Air Force Amy, and I guarantee you'll find her. As always, if this episode moved you, surprised you, or gave you a new perspective, subscribe, rate, and leave a review. We're here to tell real stories, and we appreciate you being on the ride with us. Big things are coming. GI, the state's capital, is launching soon. We may have Amy in one of the brothel rooms. Check out GI. We'll talk about it more on Plant Seeds with CJ. Stay locked in and follow your boy at CJ Moneyway for all updates. Until next time, keep growing, keep evolving, and don't be afraid to write your own damn story, as Air Force Amy would say. Hey, this your boy CJ Moneyway with my girl Amy, Air Force Amy. We out of here. Peace.
You've been listening to the CJ Moneyway Show. Where real stories, real lessons, and real perspective come together. Remember, move with patience, move with purpose. That is the mindset of a panther. Until next time, keep building your legacy brick by brick by brick by brick.
Music style.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.